All right, good evening. I'm Executive Assistant Chief Larry Satterwhite. With me is Assistant Chief Yasser Bashir over Patrol Region 3. I have Commander Trey Coleman over the East Side Division. I have Commander Chris Hassick over our Homicide Division. And I have Officer Sadie Rivas over East Side Division. We're on the scene of an officer-involved shooting right here at 100 Eastwood. I will tell you from the start, the good news is our officer is okay. All of our officers are okay. And all of our members of the public are okay. Unfortunately, our suspect is deceased and still on scene behind us. Information is preliminary, but I will tell you what we know to now. At about 5:06 this afternoon, we received a robbery at an insurance business, and I think that location was let me look at this. It was right close to Braid. I'm sorry. It's on 6800 block of Harrisburg. Within minutes after that, another robbery dropped at 6400 Brady Street, which is about a mile south of us here. The suspect description was our suspect that's behind us, a Hispanic male on a scooter. We knew the officers in the area have been looking for this individual because apparently there's been 3 or 4 other robberies in this area with the same suspect description. Officers were looking in this area and converged to this location right here at Eastwood, close to Brady, and one of our officers spotted the suspect. The officer came out, gave voice commands. The suspect attempted to flee on foot. The officer gave chase and continued to give voice commands. The suspect produced a firearm and then ultimately started firing at our officer. Our officer returned fire and the suspect went down behind us. Officers immediately came up and tried to render aid, but unfortunately he died right here on the scene. Our suspect is a Hispanic male, late 20s to early 30s. But the description was that he was on that scooter that's behind us. Our officer is a 30-year veteran. He is okay. We're thankful for that. He will be on critical incident administrative leave for the course of the investigation. The body-worn camera will be released within about 30 days. So with that, I do have Officer Rivas who's going to do this in Spanish, translate for us, and then we'll just take questions after that. Thanks.
Hola, buenas noches. Yo soy Oficial Rivas. Ahorita estamos hablando de un caso donde un señor puso a robar a 2 negocios usando una pistola. El primer negocio que él robó fue a 6800 Harrisburg. Y luego fue a un lugar de negocio donde venden ice cream en la calle Brady Street. Nosotros hemos estado investigando a este señor, este sospechoso, por un mes aproximadamente. Él ya ha hecho 5 robos en la área de acá de East End. En este momento teníamos una descripción del sospechoso y estamos chequeando la área. Cuando un oficial, él lo encontró, le dijo a él que pare y que levante las manos, y el sospechoso comenzó a correr y también le disparó al oficial. El oficial está bien, él no fue herido, pero el oficial sí le disparó de regreso al sospechoso y desafortunadamente él falleció. El oficial que estaba involucrado en este caso tiene como 30 años de servicio con el Departamento de Policía de Houston. La persona que estamos investigando, sí pensamos que él estaba involucrado como en 5 casos de robo, que él usó una arma en cada robo. En este momento todavía todo lo que estamos aprendiendo, todavía está en investigación y la información todavía está en procedimiento ahorita. Pero eso es todo lo que tenemos en este momento y vamos a recibir preguntas en un ratito.
Did you say this suspect had been a suspect in previous robberies?
Yes, the officers are reporting that apparently he's going to be responsible for at least
5.
a total of 5, but we're thinking 3 prior to today. The 2 he did today was just in minutes of each other.
Were they were all armed robberies, or
This is the information that we have.
what kind of gun did he have? Did he fire?
I haven't seen it. What I understand, it's a small caliber semi-automatic firearm pistol, but I haven't actually seen it, so I can't really give you more than that. But we'll make that available to you.
These other robberies, can we know more about them?
I don't have that information, but we can get that for you. The officers that are in this area that know this area very well and patrol it are the ones that are giving me that information, that he's going to probably be good for those additional robberies. Again, same MO, same suspect description, even the same mode of transportation, the scooter behind us that he was on.
Is it an electronic scooter? Or?
It appears to be an electric scooter, yes, or electronic, yes.
What kind of weapon did the suspect have?
Yes, so we don't, I mean, the suspect had a small caliber, semi-automatic firearm. I don't know the exact caliber. I haven't seen it. We'll get that information. We'll certainly get that out to you.
Can you talk a little bit about your officer? You said he's been 30 years? Is he
30-year officer and a great officer, knows this area very well. Very shaken up from this, right? You know, you don't come to work in the day thinking that you're going to be in a shooting. We all know that that's a possibility. We know the risks of this job, and officers still come and do it, but you don't actually think that's what's going to happen. So yeah, he's pretty shaken up, 30-year guy, very experienced, but at the same time, we'll get him through it. You know, he'll be off for a few days while we go through the process, but again, really good guy, and we'll make sure he's okay.
Were there any injuries reported from the victims of these previous armed robberies?
I don't have that information. Officer Rivas, you work this area?
No injuries at this time.
Okay.
I heard Officer Rivas, you said something about ice cream. Is that the second business?
Yes.
Of an ice cream
Yeah, so first business was an insurance shop today. Second business is an ice cream shop today.
Did he get away with anything from those places?
Money for both.
So it's a total, just to clarify, it's a total of 5 different armed
We
robberies.
believe he's going to be responsible for at least 5 robberies in recent days or weeks in this area, but 2 today.
Are there any other questions?
Did the bullets that didn't hit this man, did they hit houses?
That's still part of the investigation. We still got to work through all of that.
No reports of injuries, right?
We haven't had any reports of anybody else being injured, which again we're very thankful for. But because it does appear that he fired several rounds towards our officer, and so yes, we'll continue to be looked. But it's like anything else. I mean, if anybody else knows anything in the neighborhood, he's apparently been in this area quite a bit. Certainly, let us know.
Did the individual live in this area?
We don't know that. We don't know that.
Do you know how many shots the officer fired?
We don't know that yet. We will. All of that will come with the investigation. Like I said, this is very early, very preliminary in the investigation. So, but we'll get the information for you.
Do you have an idea of when the officer came upon the suspect? You said he gave him the voice commands.
Right. Right. So he spotted him, and then tried to get out on it, get out of the car to give voice commands, and that's when the suspect started trying to evade.
Do we know what these commands were?
Was police stop? I mean, it's stop. You good?
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody.